Testing, testing. Be right back. Turning on chat. Okay. Yeah, today was quite stressful working on the game. But actually I didn't do much since I left off yesterday. And I completed the secrets in the interiors. And in the dungeons as well. I also went through them and placing boulders everywhere. So they are much more fun to do. And that took a lot of time, but I feel the dungeons are much more fun, yeah. I also, on a whim, I doubled the health of the entities. So fights are much longer now. Without necessarily changing the balance, it just takes longer. And I'm not sure if I like this, but it feels good. It feels you feel more spongy. It's not as cutthroat. So you can, if I fight this robber here, you can see I have time to think while my health is ticking down. So I could flee, which was previously it was either I attack and I die maybe, or I don't attack and I run away. This time you can, so with the double health, you can actually see how the fight goes and then decide from there, which is a different feel, but not necessarily bad. So I'm inclined to keep it that way, but tweak it a little bit. 2 times the health may be too much. But something like that. Maybe a middle way. I'm not quite sure. Well, actually, today I'll just play the game and see what comes up. For example, I only have 1 health now, but I know that this wolf will sometimes move twice, so I might be screwed either way if I step to the side or step back and have nothing in my inventory. But This would hardly have happened with this situation. Well, I'm not actually sure if that's true. But yeah, it would have been much faster, so all the hits Wolf and I traded, that wouldn't have happened. And yeah, well, I'll just have to continue playing and see how it feels. But yeah, let's try stepping to the side. And well, of course, if the wolf doesn't take 2 steps, the wolf takes 1 step. So if I hit him now and he dies, then I'll be lucky. Otherwise I'm dead. So let's see. And I was lucky. That was really lucky. And yeah, let's just let me write down all the if you can hear that, that's my coffee machine. Let's just write everything down that I see. So so try making the health only 50% more, and what's the other thing? Oh yeah, move the words back down. Those are the damage numbers. And what else? Forgotten the rest already. But yeah, let's just play the game. And I should have sound on. Yeah, it's on. Just very silent. So yeah, the title of the stream I'll talk about in a second. When I made myself coffee real quick. Okay. So yeah, I'm thinking about changing the name of the game. And the reason is that the current name is pretty shitty. Well, that's not the reason, I knew that. The reason is that I actually think it hurts the game. But that's not that tragic. I mean, it's just a name. But the problem is, and that's why I was stressed today, is finding another name is actually not easy. But I did it. I have a name that I think is much better. God, I don't see anything. So with that hurdle taken, and how I did that is I actually just first I talked to Google AI, but that was in the end not helpful. Not helpful at all, actually. What it did help with was checking the name for discoverability and for trademark problems. So for that it was very helpful. For finding the name itself, not. What I did in the end was I took my thesaurus and I looked for the key names that I thought the game represents, and then just concocted something from these synonyms. But this book is a godsend. It was actually quite easy. Well, easy is different. It's not easy, but it wasn't easy, but it was doable. So the problem now is changing the name of the game is one thing. First of all, that has implications for everything I did up until now. Thankfully, I haven't yet reached a large audience, so I can do this easily. But of course I have to change everything surrounding the game as well. That means social media like Twitch and YouTube. I'll have to change the names of those channels. I'll have to change artworks that features the name, but I don't think I have these. I only have those on Steam, and of course the website. Oh, I have the name on the website, yeah. So the website has to change. URL, of course. I'll have to change the code of the forum, I think, because some links might be hard-coded. I actually don't think that's the case. Well, but I'll have to check. All the texts on the website, but that should be easy. Then all my email addresses I'll have to change. And of course, the big one, I'll have to change the game on Steam. So I've contacted the support team to see what they are thinking. Because I can't change the name in the interface, in the backend. So I'll wait for them to respond, and then I'll have to update all the artwork for Steam, which is, I think all in all it will take about a day, and that should be fine. I mean, it's not the effort that's the problem. It's taking the step and not making it worse with a worse name. But I don't think that's the case. Otherwise I wouldn't do this. But yeah, that's the plan. So I hope that I can keep all the wish lists, that the game just will magically change on Steam. And yeah, that everybody that's following the game can just continue doing so without having to do anything. So that's the plan. But yeah, if this goes through with Steam, I mean, if they can't change the title for me, then I'll create a new game with a new name that will I mean, time is getting short, because I'll have to you have to have a storefront up for 2 weeks before you can release a game. So my deadline is May the 13th. Actually, I think it was May 11th. And counting that backwards, that's 5 days or so. 5 or 6 days. So in those 5 or 6 days, I would have to change everything, create the new storefront. That is when I delete the current game. Create a new storefront, get that reviewed, and then have the store on coming soon for 14 days. To then submit the build for review on May 11th. So this is all pretty tight. So I would like for them to change the title. That way I don't have to go through the review process, but maybe I'll have to do that anyways. Through the store review, well, I'm pretty sure I'll have to do that. So let's see. I'm waiting for their response, but I'm pretty set on I'm set on changing the name. I can't tell you what it is because for fear of someone taking the domain, or which probably won't happen, but I don't want to take any chances. But I'll tell you once the once I have confirmation and can register the domain, then I'll tell you, of course. So that's gonna happen, and I think that's a good thing. Of course, that'll eat up 2 or 3 days, but I am pretty well on my roadmap, pretty far, I should say. And I think, let me actually look at the list. So test save and load in Steam client versions. Yeah, that's easily done. Ensure endgame monsters and gear parity. I can do that with actually I can just do it that way. Actually, no, that's not working. But yeah, that's a balancing. That will need to happen, but I can kind of do that today. With just playing the game. So that's better. So it's 1 day or more. Build and release the bundle. Yeah, that's, I mean, I can do that in an hour actually, but let's leave it at 1 day for the to test. So I need a trailer. That'll be a headache for sure. Replace screenshots. I can do that while changing the game, actually. Well, can I? I think the visuals of the game are pretty far. And they won't change that much. So I could do it there. Furnishing pass, that is all this stuff. Writing texts. Theme and expand dungeon interiors. Ghostly apparitions. Situation pass. Yeah, so I've actually skirted around this. Because I'm not sure if I want... I think I spoke of this yesterday. I think I want the monsters to be randomized. I don't want them to be placed on the map. Because obviously, as I'm just realizing, obviously I can't ramp them up in difficulty if they're already there. I could replace them, but why place them in the first place? So yeah. I might do that at specific locations where it would make sense. For example, the fireplaces with robbers. There it makes sense to place them in the map and not have them proc-gened into the world. So yeah, pet companion. I probably want that. Musical pieces. So yeah, let's count up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 11, 6. Well, let's leave this out. 12, 13, 17, 18, 23, 24, 5, 6, 26. That is pretty much where I am today. On day 28. Okay, I closed the game. Okay. And I should maybe make the changes immediately once I decide that something's wrong. So let's move down the words. And where was that? Was it here? Oh yeah, there it is. That moved the damage numbers up. Okay, I haven't seen that before. What the? Oh, there's no P. There's no patch marker in here. So let's remove this. Yeah. Okay, good catch. Let's look for more problems. Especially, I mean, I've played the game yesterday quite a lot and I haven't encountered any unsolvable boulder puzzles, if you can call them that. So that's pretty good. Actually, let's go here. What the hell? So HP was 6 for everything. Let's turn that back on and see how it feels. Because it might actually be better. Certainly makes the game feel faster. Then this is, I guess, 12. Wondering if the sunrise sunset coloring is not too much. But it's kind of, yeah, it feels weird. That I think that was just me. I thought they were wrong colors, but there aren't. So dead end. Also a dead end. So I've tried making the tree trunks a different color, but everything but pure black looked really weird. So they will have to stay that way. Not because of rendering issues, but well, you could call it that. It was just the lighting did not mesh well with colored tree trunks. Actually, they are just a visual aid, and otherwise I wouldn't have them. And also, fun fact, they are just a GL line rendering with a huge amount of thickness to the line, but it's just a line each tree trunk, which is kind of funny. And if you look really closely, you can see the quad that they're made out of flipping. if you're changing the angle you're looking at it. But yeah, because they're black, that's mostly visible. Okay, I cannot test the less health if I'm not fighting anything. But it seems like there's no monsters here, which I might have to change as well, because okay, there's a bear. That could be bad. I have potions. Actually, oh, okay, that was really dumb. Oh, that went well. I thought I could swap to the knives and throw them at the bear, but I unequipped them immediately, which takes up another turn. Okay. I don't need that. Let's carry the bow for a bit. Well, let's get this. If you don't meet any enemies, then it's pretty balanced. Oh, and this is an insidious spot, but here's the way forward. Been here before. Oh, and this is also a bug. I shouldn't shoot. Oh, that's hard to. So if you saw this. If I push one more to the left while dragging the stone, I'll shoot. That's bad. But I guess that's when you have one key for both. Because I can't really test against that. And yeah, the fainting. Really not a fan. Although it was kind of fun right here. It feels arbitrary because it's not a reaction to something you did. It's a reaction to something you did not do. Oh, I'm starving. Give me food. Please. Okay. How could I make that better? Let's just change that into Yeah, let's remove the fainting and let's just say if saturation is greater than 0. Let's say interval is yeah, so if the player is starving, then hurt them for 1 health every 3 turns, otherwise for 10 turns if they're hungry. And that's about it. Okay. Or should I... Yeah, every single turn is a bit harsh. Let's make it 8. Well, let's leave it 10. Okay, what am I doing? Good. And I realized there are very few berry bushes, but also I didn't kill all the wildlife, so maybe I'll have to. And I also didn't really take care with food, so there's 1 food, that's good. There's another animal, that's 2 food. And that's a skeleton. I think I actually like this more. The fewer health. It's more... It's faster. It's more exciting. And it's simpler as well. Okay, that spider stepped into the trap. That's good for me. Because I won't now. And it's squished. I really like the squishing enemies with the boulders. That's super satisfying. Okay, that's a dead end. Okay, still no puzzle troubles. And I've encountered some tricky ones that I've done not by accident, not on purpose, but by accident. Oh, okay. Didn't pay attention there. I think. Hopefully that's not unwinnable. Okay, there's a sleeping snake. Is it a snake? Yeah. Oh, they both woke up. So now I have a problem. I have 1 health, but yeah, okay, it's regenerating pretty quickly. So that's good. That's actually very good. Otherwise I would have been just stuck there and having to press the wait button the whole time. Actually, let's change out the squirrels. I don't like bashing squirrels. What was I thinking of a second ago? Maybe a turkey or something. Let's do that. Turkey. Wait, let me look at the translation of it. The German name I'm thinking of. Grouse. Okay. Or pheasant. Quail. I don't want to look at videos. I mean, turkey is... Yeah, let's just say turkey. Yeah, but that is... Color do they have? Brownish, okay. Maybe... Let's leave it there. Okay. I was not sure if I want skeletons in there. This early in the game, at least. How large is this place? Okay, this seems problematic. Well, actually, solvable. Oh, that was a mean. That looked like a bush. Okay, there's medicine to remedy that mistake. Okay. Come on. I think the poison should actually tick one more time. It was a bit too easy. $20 to $30. I think it was 30 to 40 before. Is that true? Let's just try. Oh, found it directly. Nice. Very nice. Just now what came to mind is maybe, so I have all these items, and for example the ring and the axe have +1 and +2 versions. But I could just change the name of the +1 version, for example. Instead of axe +1, it would be a sword. And then instead of an axe +2, it would be a broadsword. Does that make sense? But maybe the spear is the best, and after sword comes spear. Maybe it's spear first. then axe, then sword. But what about the bow? I have bow, I have long bow, and then what is a composite bow? Are they made of plastic, or is that something else? Oh no, it can be made of wood. So there would be the 3 levels for the bow. I'm not sure if that's easier to understand. Probably not. But the higher leveled ones will be very rare. And I could do the same with the ring. So ring. And then bracelet. And then maybe crown to keep in with the ring theme. But I actually had like amulets or something. Or ring, bracelet, necklace. Problem is I don't have the objects. I only have axe, bow, and ring. +1 gets added programmatically. I could write code that replaces the name. How am I differentiating between them when equipping? So gear, weapon, accessory. These are the drop chances of higher level items. So I set the level and then that ends up in entity. For health and in item for item name. Yeah, that adds the level. Oh yeah, and if let's say I have 2 axes in the inventory and I equip one, it first unequips everything of the same type, which is weapon, and then it equips it. So I could add a switch case here and just return a different name. That would be a fix. But, well, on the one hand, that's a good solution because I can just keep using the X and the level. Hey Ethan, how's it going? I'm doing good. I'm a bit tired, but I'm doing fine otherwise. Thanks. How are you doing? Good. Not long. Come back from London. Been there since Sunday with my partner. Oh, nice. Anything fun in London? Last couple of days? 6-hour bus ride back. Okay, that's brutal. London had train strikes, so I had to get Uber boats to our destination, which was mad expensive. Uber boats. That sounds like quite the adventure. I can imagine. Yeah, that's unlucky. London train strikes. Yeah, Lynn store, Lego store, M&M store. Went to a few K-pop stores for her and a whiskey shop for me. Went to watch a musician that she likes, but otherwise was fun and expensive. That sounds pretty expensive. Also on V9, position. Oh, very good. Position 1403 364. Am I mad or is there no way out of that area? Did it spawn you here? Spawned there. So this is the map. These are the exits. Let me turn off the objects. But I can't figure a way out. So these are the exits. Are you stuck right here, or are you stuck further down the road? Because it connects up with all the others. So yeah, there shouldn't be a problem. There might be a problem with the so if I jump in, there's no way out, but that's because the editor does that. If that happens in the game, that's a problem. That shouldn't happen. So you should have a way out here. It may be confused because there's 2 exits here. I record my screen and plop it on YouTube. Alright. But if it looks like it looks for me here, then there's a problem. That shouldn't happen for when you're on a run. Yes, yeah, the exit should be obvious. So there's probably something wrong. It is being processed. You'll be able to see what I mean. No, okay. 1 sec. Just checking if I'm at the right position. Okay. Was your YouTube was the same as your Twitch? Yeah, I can't see links. Sorry. We'll make it public and not understood. Okay. That's not the YouTube I mean. Thank you. 6 for 12. Quiz brain. Let me. Oh man, YouTube is so unhelpful. Okay, got it. I could just need the. Is this with ES at the end? Ah, okay, got it. All right. Okay. Okay. Ah. Yeah. I get it now. So it's an old account. Okay. So the thing is, you can push these. You might have not been here when I implemented that. Yeah, you can push these stones around holding the its square on PlayStation and its X on the Xbox controller. So if you hold that down and move into it, the same as that's the hey Andre, that's the same button as for shooting. So you can push these around, and you can pull them as well. Yeah, I'm sorry, that's non-obvious. Okay, but that's good. The pathing isn't broken, but yeah, I should make that obvious. Yeah, that's actually one point I still have in the to-do list, which is these context hints. So if I stand next to a boulder, it would say press button so and so. Yeah, guys, I said it at the start of the stream. Now that I have you two here, I'm renaming the game, but I can't tell you to what yet. I'll tell you once I've done the stuff. Yeah, I'm renaming it. I woke up today and I thought I have to do this. So I'm in contact with Steam. I had a vision, yeah. And today I sat here the whole day with my thesaurus, and I found a good name, but I can't tell you, but because I need to register the website first and stuff. But that will happen in as fast as possible. Yeah. So probably tomorrow, if Steam gets back to me. But I'll have to change the assets. Of course, I'll have to change the website. I'll have to change all the socials. I'll have to keep RL in the name. No, RL is gone. Yeah. But I think it's better without it, TBH. Yeah, me too. I mean, I knew that Stojan RL is a shit name, but yeah, it's time to change it before release, because I think after that it's too late. Doing a redirect from Stojan, yeah. I'll just thankfully it's pretty cheap on Hetzner where I do it. So I just open a new web host and then download everything from the current website, upload it to the new website, change the links, and then do a redirect on the old one. And that's about it. But I also have to change all the emails and stuff. So this is It's going to be a lot of work, but I think I can do it in a day. And yeah, then it'll be good. So the 1 to 2 days, depending on how quickly Steam get back to you. Yeah. Well, I hope they can just change it for me. It might be that I have to go through the store review process again. So that means the Steam page will go down, but I'm not sure. I have no idea how they handle that. That's why I asked them what I should do. But yeah, I think it's a good change. Even though it's kind of last minute. Which I don't really know what Stojan means. Yeah, it has no meaning. I mean, I did that on a whim because I needed a name at the end of last year, and it's a mix of story and generator. So, story generating game, story generating roguelike, but that's actually not really the focus of the game anymore. So I've picked something that's more malleable, but still hits it on the mark, kind of what the game is. I did Google Translate Stojan to English from German because I legit thought it was a German word. Yeah, sorry, I fooled you. It means nothing. means not much. And I still don't know how to pronounce it. So, damn, I knew German wasn't a real language. Yeah, it's English all the way down. Okay, so then this works. Ethan knows how to push stones around, and yeah. And you can also squish enemies with the stones, which is pretty nice. Yeah, I don't know if I like the red tint. Makes it too busy. And I was just stupid because I've pushed stones around before. I forgot that I could do that until you mentioned it. Oh, okay, I get it. Yeah, I mean, either way, that's also valid. If you haven't played the game for a while, the game should help you remember. I like the red tint. It's intended to give evening feels. Yeah. I mean, it's the same for sunset and sunrise, but that's what it's supposed to do. So right now it's pretty much noon. There's no tint, but the tint will begin again shortly. Before I went to London, I remember I pushed a stone into a block to block a raptor from getting to me. Okay. Yeah, I remember you telling me. So could that be? But I'm also, my memory is kind of effed. Especially since I've been spending so much time with the game. Okay, medicine. I have food, I have 1 arrow. Oh, and I added secrets yesterday. So in every dungeon, that's a spoiler. In every dungeon, there's a secret behind a door. I've forgotten where I put them. Oh, there it is. So that's pretty neat, I think. And yeah, there's still no sensible dialogue in the game, but yeah, that's okay. I think I have to write that off stream. Only one thing would be nice for controller to allow a thumbstick on Xbox, because the Xbox controller pad is very loud. So you can use the thumbstick, but that's so if you press it and then press X, it moves. Yeah, but I mean it's in the controls, I believe. Left stick plus A, yeah. That should work on Xbox. Hopefully. On the Xbox controller. But yeah, I agree. The D-pad on the Xbox controllers are really bad, especially to play this game. I mean, on the PlayStation controllers, the D-pad is pretty soft to press, so that's fine. But yeah, no chance on the Xbox. Let me feel it. Oh god, it's clicky on the Xbox One controller, at least. The best one really is the PlayStation 4 D-pad. That's the softest. At least for this game. Oh, is this solvable? Don't think so. So I'm stuck. Oh, it is. Every time I think I screwed up, I'm just too dumb to solve it. So that's not a roadblock. It's actually funny. Pushing boulders over sleeping enemies, that's pretty evil. Yeah, I also changed the color of the stones. Almost all of them to gray to contrast with the wood. So yeah. How come I need to press X, A on an Xbox control? And this thumbstick to move. Why not just allow it to work without having to press another button? That's a good question. Oh yeah, but because the movement with your finger that you have to make. Imagine you want to walk to the right. You have to make this movement with your finger, with your thumb, and that's killing your thumb instantly. If you play like this for 15 minutes, you'll need a new thumb. So that's the laid back mode. You hold one direction and press X. You can also hold X to walk. You can keep holding X and then just move the controller. So that's also pretty easy on your thumb. But yeah, that's just the alternate control scheme for when you've killed your thumb with the D-pad clicking. You can still continue playing with these thumbstick. Oh, and actually pushing rocks still requires the moving the thumbstick to the left. Weird that works. I haven't thought about that. Okay, I think I should add more food to the game. Well, I'm only hungry. Why doesn't it say? Oh, yeah, the message is wrong. The message is wrong. Where was that? Here. What about dual wielding? I've got 4 knives. Wait, I can throw them. Hell yeah. Yeah, I should make a new release today. Actually, let me make one. Where's hunger? $100. I think that's fair. So let's just say there's no. Let's say if it's less than. Then just hit the player every 10 steps. But I think being able to pick up knives would be handy. Only if it hasn't hit an enemy. I know, I see what you mean. it should be relatively easy to do that. I mean, I've had that before when I had the kicking of objects to throw at enemies. I'm actually not sure how the knives are thrown. Yeah, I'll have to look at it, but that's a good idea. I feel like there's less traps than usually. I think I've reduced the amount of traps, yeah. I also reduced the amount of monsters. But I really can't tell the releases apart anymore. So I'm not 100% sure what changed or had changed already. Nice. I thought I was getting lucky. Did notice some new ones in version 9. New ones. Hornet specifically. Oh yeah, that's all gone again. Unless I never noticed. Yeah, those are new, but I took them out again. That was yeah, me being confused about what letters I can use for enemies, or I can or can't use for enemies, and I decided that I can use letters more than once. Okay, starving and then I'm taking damage. Okay, that looks good. Let's make a release build and test that one. God, what did I do? No idea. Okay, bmake type release. Okay, don't trust that. Let's make it again. Okay, that's not right. Why? Oh, man. Did I rip that out? Landing screen. Match day night with user's time. time, local time. Hours divided by 24. Oh. Why is time so confusing? Okay, I'm starting in elementary school. That's a clock. 6 o'clock. 12. Okay, 12 is night. Go round once, then it's day. Go around once, and it's night. Yeah, so that's just 12 hours. If it would be 24, then it would be the same. Whatever. I need to... Okay, this needs to be moduloed by 12, then divide by 12. That makes sense. Still wrong. Why did this look like it worked? Like for days on end. No, it doesn't. So what this does is, on the landing screen, I get your local time from your computer, and I set the daylight in the game according to your computer. How I do that is I get the current hour, which goes from 0 to 24. I hope. Yeah, must. Oh, would be stupid if it didn't. Where's it? TM hour. Oh, come on. Why are the Linux man pages so bad? Search here. Okay, 0 to 23. That makes sense. So if I modulo that by 2, then 13 o'clock, 13 hours becomes 1 hour. So that's good. Then I divide by 12, which means it's something low, 0.08, don't know. And that is night in my game, so that should work. Is my clock busted? Nope. Wait, that's also wrong. is it? So I have night, day, day, night. I was thinking about a combat mechanic where I could raise the shield for a turn and then take 0 damage if the enemy attacks in the next turn. And it's just an idea. Yeah, I've been thinking about that as well. A block mechanic. But I don't remember the reason, but right now, not sure if this is the intended direction of the game combat system. Yeah, I don't either. You know, that's the problem. And yeah, that means it's just too early to tell. But yeah, I was thinking about making the combat more interesting, and that would be the first thing. That you wait a turn, you forfeit your attack, but you therefore block a bit of damage. But yes, it would make it a bit less dynamic, because right now if you want to block, you just step away, which means the situation changes, because you could actually could accidentally aggro another monster. But if it's just standing there and blocking, then that's not really advancing anything. I always think of Prince of Persia, the very old game that I've only ever played for the Super Nintendo. But it had a combat system where you... I mean, it's a side-scroller platformer, but you would press attack, and then after that you would press defend. So that's 2 buttons, and then you and your opponent would trade these equal blocks and blows the whole time, and you would have to hold the rhythm, and that was so satisfying. You would just have to hold the rhythm with your enemy on the screen, and in the end, either one of you, if one of you screws up, then they take a hit, and the thing resets. And I always have to think about that when I'm thinking about adding more direct combat control to the game. But that's of course completely... This is not a rhythmical game. But I just always have to think about that. So a kind of a dance would be the goal if there's ever going to be a more dynamic combat system. Okay, I don't think I'll understand how to read a clock today, but Let's just make the release anyway. Okay, I'll give it 1 more minute. Shouldn't this work? I mean, the default is 0.5, so it should be daylight if the time didn't work. It's daylight, so I expect something went wrong there. Am I sitting on a half build? What is this? Weird. Let's bump the version. 10, okay. Already did that. Okay. Yeah, I'm just going to release this and not test it that much because I've been testing it all day. So let's see if my stream survives that. Uploading that much data. I think it should be. I'll have to turn on my storage. Okay, still no word from Steam. That's fine. Did it boot? Yep. Okay. I'm going to YOLO the Windows build. Because I'm on Linux. So that means I'll just don't test it. But I mean, it should just work. I did try some changes in the shader, but it shouldn't be too different. And yeah, builds just fine. Oh, and the executable has a different name. It's srl.exe. So don't be confused by that. That's literally just the name. And yeah, that'll change again soon. And I really need to get that size down. I say that every day. Okay, let's throw it out there. 10, 10, 10, and 10. And yeah. So yeah, game's live if you wanted to check out a new version. It's mostly the terrain has changed. Let me clean up the old ones. Okay, it's just 9. Oh, actually, I want these to stay. Okay. Okay, I've already done that. Let's just play some more. Maybe with real sound. Okay, bye Baroness. And I'll crank up the game volume a bit. Hope that's okay, yeah. Yeah, I think that's okay. Okay, food, that's always good. Oh, come on. Traps, that's always bad. Did I pick up 3 food? Okay, there are way too many animals. It also might be chance, so... I think there are too many color changes in the tiles. So we might have to tone that down. I think that's mainly the path that's drawn in. With all the dirt tiles. Is there something there? Don't think so. Yeah, I mean the red tint is, I think, is too much. Yeah, I'll remove it. If only for a little while. Come on. Yeah, I think it has to go. Oh. Come on. Oh, and you can also push boulders onto traps, which is handy sometimes. Oh, there's a secret somewhere. That's the one good thing about having bad memory. You can add things one day and forget about them the next. And be surprised. But I mean, I put... Not quite sure, but it's over 100 secrets in there, so... I think it's normal to not remember them all. Where is the path? Oh, there it is. Okay, there's a bear. Oh, I have an axe. That was a bad throw. 2 bad throws. Oh god. Phew. I survived. Oh no. Okay. Yeah, I think with the original amount of health for hero and enemies, it feels much more on edge. Would you ever add hit numbers so you can see how much damage you've done? I mean, I'm sure you're not speaking about these numbers. Because they are how much damage you've done. Or what are you talking about? Ignore me, okay. Oh, food. Thought it was poison or something. Felt like I just hallucinated a feature idea that already exists. You kind of did. But I was thinking about all kinds of other damage numbers that you could be talking about. And that might actually be a fun statistic for either the death screen or the ending screen. So that's actually not a bad idea. But yeah, the other damage number that's in the game is the status damage number here. That's your damage roll. I've added that yesterday, I think. That's d6 plus 1. With my axe, without, it's d6 minus 1. And stuff. So you can see how your gear affects your numbers. Oh god, why are there two of them? That's horrifying. Why? Oh, I guess no. I mean, this looks fine. What's going on? Actually, how are they waystone? Let's rename them pathstone. And that's actually also a pathstone. That's the one at the very beginning. In the starting temple. But yeah, the dungeons are still pretty bad. Pretty uninteresting. But I'll get to them. It's following me. Uh-oh. That was close. Panther almost got me. Is that a raptor? Great. I'm still not sure if dinosaurs really fit the theme. But yeah, actually, as long as there's no T-Rexes, I think that's fine. Oh, and a tip. The secrets in the dungeon are marked by a crack object that you can see in the bottom right when you're near. Ring, knife, and let's continue. Let me squish you. Oh. Damn it. Got it. It's actually pretty funny. Well, I think I upped the contrast between bright and background. I don't think I like it. Let's try turning it up again. That's here. Go up to 16. And here as well. Oh, that's much better. Oh. Looks like a secret down here, but I guess not. Are there even monsters spawning down here? Yeah, it just spawns, but spawn markers. What about the interiors? So I have this test here. So this function places all the stuff in the world that's not already there, like traps, for example. And then it says if this tile is not in the first patch of the path, then don't place anything there, which is okay. But that also means there are no monsters placed in the interiors and dungeons. Because I guess, well, so the question is there a patch? I can test that actually. Can visualize it. And no, I can't. Oh, well, I can, I think. It's just the path is drawn over it. Yeah, okay. So there are patches. But why is this one in the path? What's happening? Okay, so the underground is recognized, but not integrated into the path, of course. But maybe it should. So this passes. But this should say if path 0 equals patch index. And let's write it the other way around. It's more natural. And then I if there's no path index, then this is always 0, meaning it spawns always the maximum amount of monsters. And let's do it this way. If this tile is in the first patch of the path, then don't do anything. If this patch is not in the path at all, oh, it returns -1. It returns -1. That makes it easier. Path index. Should maybe save that. And I can just use I. Okay. Let's hope I see something. Okay, there's something. Okay, that's good. Good. Let's go inside and see. There's nothing. But yeah, there should be something. There should be monsters in here. Oh, there's a monster. Maybe this space is just... I can actually up this. Let's say, okay, in the underground it's 120 monsters. Oh, that's actually... I need to move. Yeah, that's... I need to move this up. Down, I mean. That was wrong to begin with. So... let's find somewhere to go inside. Like here. And there's a wolf. So that's good. Okay, while I watch this problem, I will tone down the path painting. Um, and I will... it's not that easy. It would be nice to have a damage multiplier if you hit sleeping enemies, but... sorry. But... then... they'd still have to be asleep with you standing right next to them. there has to be a new flag that says, okay, this enemy just woke up. And that's... You still... Wait, do you get the first strike? That may be something it should do. Maybe add Z's flying up like you usually see in films and games, so you know they are asleep. You mean like the C's that I already have in the game? That's actually really funny. Yeah, so they have Z's when they're sleeping. I'm not joking. I'm not joking. It's actually true. Let me show you. Where's some sleeping guys? Okay, it's not night. Oh, there's one C. One guy's sleeping. You see him? Sorry, I'm playing NHL 26 at the same time, so I'm probably not paying 100% attention. Yeah, that's fine. That's totally fine. I haven't had any sleeping enemies on screen. Well, I had one, but that was only briefly. So no worries. Adding breakable urns would be a good feature, yeah. Oh, that one's actually new. That's actually a great idea. Yeah. Damage multiplier for sleeping enemies. I mean, it makes sense. Great ideas, follow them. I know. And I always listen to ideas. I mean, the berry bush idea was actually great. Would it be a 2 times attack if they're asleep? Something like that. But I mean, not pulling aggro on them is already a bonus. So maybe I don't want to overdo it. That's what I'm thinking about. No, Skyrim and Morrowind had multipliers if the character you attack is asleep. Actually, did Skyrim... Okay, I always play bow archer in Skyrim, so I always get the sneaking crit. But I didn't know that you get another one for sleeping enemies. But makes sense. And yeah, also this I broke this somehow. So you can attack friendly NPCs, but they don't attack back. But I had that in the game. Don't know why it broke. Actually, let's check that. Let's keep the game running for atmosphere. That was in... How did I do that? That was on the player. That was wanted. I wonder if I had a weapon like a knife, you could stealth kill a sleep enemy without the possibility of waking up others in the camp. Yeah, currently others don't wake up in the game, but that's just because I don't have a noise system. So there's nothing to wake someone up except being super close to them. Which is not great because you can break all the chests and all the urns around a sleeping enemy and they won't wake up. But I would have to add noise that propagates. I mean, sounds fancy. It's of course not fancy, but would be kind of a system. Okay. Okay, that's mostly in game. So if this is the attack resolve function. If the attacker is the hero and the defender is an ally, I set the wanted level, basically, for lack of a better term, of the hero to 50 turns. And what that does is it means that you can continually attack them and you can't speak to them anymore. And something else. Game and object. There it is. An ally is hostile to the hero if their wanted level is greater than 1. So that should actually take care of it. But I think, let's look at the ping function. So if the entity is not foes with the hero, then continue, but the attacked ally should be. Check if the hero is in the aggro range. Well, you can't really trust the comments, but okay, here's the waking up code. If the entity is asleep, okay, that's the that's the aggro distance, basically. If the Manhattan distance between the entity and the hero is greater than the aggro distance, then stop it, because right here at the bottom is enter combat for the entity. And then I do a line of sight check. But okay, then that's probably the problem. Might be that the allies don't have a combat routine. So that's the NPC turn. If they are asleep, then wake up at daylight and then Spend something. Let's check out combat. Did they even get updated? Turn NPC. Yep. So the ally comes in here, spends his turn points on combat, probably. Oh, it should lose its sitting down flag. That's... yeah, I did that the wrong way around. Sitting still should be the default. And wandering around should be a flag. Oh, you put up a V10 build. Yeah, I just did that. I YOLO'd it, so could be broken, but your else don't work. FYI. Oh, that makes sense. Thanks for telling me. Well, it didn't work indeed. Yeah, that's embarrassing. That's embarrassing. They should work in a second if you refresh the page after I edit this. I think that's the name. Nope. Yeah, it's not STL, it's SRL. I'm sorry. Stupid. That's also not it. Such an end win for the, yeah, I've changed the name of the files. That's the problem. I don't remember. And I don't even remember why I changed the files. So zip, what's SRL? So that's SRL win 10 .zip. Great job. Me. Where is it? Here. So SRL win 10 and SRL X10. Okay. Windows works, working now, nice, okay. Linux should be working as well. Why can't I stop these? Good. All right. So I'll have to revert the sits file. Has to be Windows or something. Which means I have to reverse the logic. What's this combat? Does this do? I think that's old code. What does that even mean? If the entity is sitting still, is not sitting still. Oh, so it may attack even if it cannot chase the enemy. I don't use that. So that can go. And this one as well. So yeah, they spent a turn. I could just say okay, attack while you're in combat. What? This doesn't explain the combat thing. Oops, let's look at these guys. Okay, now he's attacking me. Why? I mean, this works. How come on keyboard escape isn't of menu tab for inventory spacebar to interact? Feels a bit more natural, similar to how a lot of other games do it. Good question. That's a good question. Actually, yeah, the input on the keyboard is kind of scuffed. So it makes more sense if you know that I actually had the movement keys on HKL, on HJKL, and then you could just rest both your hands in the center of the keyboard and play the game. With tab being easily reachable with your little finger. And yeah, but that kind of falls apart for everyone that's not used to touch typing or using Vim or VI. So yeah, I'm open for suggestions. There's nothing set in stone. I'm actually I'm not sure how to solve it. I mean, I have to bring the so the game is basically oriented on controllers. So I have to bring the 4 buttons. I only use the 4 buttons on the controller and the start and select keys and the D-pad, and somehow I need to bring that to the keyboard. And yeah, I have no idea how other games tackle that, but most of them would have a mouse input, presumably. But yeah, you're completely right. Menu should be escape. Tab for inventory is nice, like in Fallout, I think. Or is it Skyrim even? Spacebar to interact. So that would be start select X. No, that's square on the keyboard, on the spacebar. Then D-pad is cursors. Or would you put the D-pad on AWSD? Games I've played, usually tab is for inventory, space for menu, escape for menu, space for enter perform action. Like Morrowind is that Skyrim uses the E key for interaction, but I always change it to space bar since it's what I'm used to. Okay. I think I'm used to F being that, but you have to keep in mind that that's the left hand, and you also control the movement of a character in those games with your left hand, with AWSD. And I'm not sure if moving the complete control scheme to your left hand is a good idea. So I would put the arrow keys on the right hand, and so your left hand is just the buttons on the controller. So it's reversed. On the controller you control the movement with your left hand on the D-pad, and the buttons with your right hand, but on the keyboard it's then reversed, which is, it's fine. Or you could say, okay, WASD is for controls, for the directions with your left hand, and your right hand has other keys, and your right hand has the button keys that are then maybe HJKL or something similar, or yeah. I mean, it's kind of tricky. It's super easy to change in the game, so that's not a problem. But I've yet to come up with a good control scheme. And I mean, many roguelike players of traditional roguelikes, not that that's any constraint, but they use the numpad. Probably worth giving some other grid-based games a go and see how they deal with it. Yeah, I mean, the original Rogue and also I think NetHack, they use HJKL. And then, but NetHack has diagonal movement, so they have, what was it? I think Y, U, B, and N for diagonal movement. And then of course every other key is some action. So can't really orient myself there. But yeah, you're right, I should maybe try similar games. But yeah, I mean, one thing's for certain, escape should actually be the menu and not tab. Problem for another day, I suppose. Yeah, but that's actually a good point. That was not on my radar. My acute radar. I just got used to it. But yeah, that's actually a problem. Let's change the. Let's keep this running and. Let's change the menu. So yeah, here I have actually one-to-one mapping of controller to keys. So start is escape. And I know that debug mode is started with escape. Debug edit game. So debug in game. Tab is also bad. Let's say 0. Plus. Okay, equal key it is. I'm just making that a bit more silent. Okay. So this should put the menu here. Still have that menu. And it's my debug mode. Why is the seed negative? I think that's just printing. Yep. And yeah, I mean, the game is mostly played with the directional keys. So it's not that big of a task to get these buttons situated. But yeah, tab would be actually I like the idea of square being space, triangle being tab, and then we also have cross is, circle is space tab, and then you have actually, let's make this shift. Left shift is the modifier. That's not a good idea. Let's leave it at space. There could be Q. And cross is, that's picking stuff up. That could be F. Circle, let's move this to A. Then we have escape and nothing, yeah. Because PlayStation doesn't have a select button. Okay, I mean, that feels kind of natural. Okay, there's no start anymore. I mean, there wasn't before either. Yeah, it's actually not that different. So, I mean, the ultimate goal is to have rebindable keys, which is actually pretty important. And that would solve that problem definitively. And how hard would that be? We could have some poundif macro or something that checks what console you're on and press X and press A rather than start. Yes. Yes. But that's actually checking what controller is plugged in. Because you can have PlayStation controllers on, yeah, meaning when it says press start, yeah, exactly. So operating system only helps you so much. Meaning when it says press start, have it show X or A. Yeah, you mean it shows a button that you actually have on your device. Yeah. So that's rather than a poundif statement, which is compiled in static, has to be a runtime check. And that's not that hard because I have the STL controller library, and in that I can just string compare Xbox and string compare PlayStation. I think, let me see. Haven't looked at it in a while. But yeah, you have Xbox Afterglow. Okay. So I need... Okay, I have to make sure that I don't change stuff here. Microsoft. Okay. Can I just not... I can't type. Okay. So you have Microsoft Xbox One pad firmware something. So if I grab for Microsoft Xbox, then I have the one scheme. Then I need the PlayStation. Then I have the other scheme, because the buttons are always the same. It's just what's on top of the buttons, what's printed on it differs. So it's enough to get PlayStation or Xbox and Switch maybe. Nintendo Switch here. And the rest are what they are. Yeah, true. Don't you log out the controller to STD out? Can you just use that? Yeah, exactly that. That's actually taken from this database. The sad thing is that it's a string, so I'll have to parse it. And I'll have to do that every time a controller is... So if I unplug the controller, it should default to keyboard. If I plug one in, then it should take whatever it is. What's perfect going to be like doing all that string comparison? String comparisons aren't exactly cheap on this CPU. No, it's just, I know I have the controller. I don't have to string compare all of them. I have the controller, the name of the one that's plugged in, and I just string compare 3 times, one for Nintendo, one for Microsoft Xbox, and one for PlayStation. If I get a hit, then I use that one, the respective buttons for the UI, and if not, I just use Xbox. If there's no controller connected, I use keyboard. But I'm wondering if there's an easier way. If I just not... Yeah, actually I can just use the Xbox buttons. Because nobody really expects the PlayStation controller to show up in an indie game. Correctly. Or you could just cheat completely and do what some games do and show both Xbox and PS controller buttons side by side. Press XP. Oh, okay. Yeah, but that feels a bit weird. That's more confusing, honestly. What I could also do to cheat is to say, hey, press action, press cancel, press modifier, press menu. Well, the player would know what controller they're using anyways. Yeah, but it's just a visual clutter having both buttons on screen, even though only one is important. But yeah, that's one way to do it for sure. But yeah, I mean that's not a big problem. I'm more concerned with how to represent the buttons with my sprites, because that's kind of an issue. I mean, I have texture real estate down here, so I could paint them in, and believe me, I've painted enough pixel controller buttons already, so I can do that. But problem is they would be giant on screen. So if I think, oh, that's not even enough, it needs to be bigger. If I give it a border, that is. Can I, no, that's also not enough. Oh, that's also not enough. So it needs to be bigger. So that's already almost twice the size of a character. And I can't display the button. Okay, let's say it's, well, actually it kind of works. This is the triangle button. That's an A. It's cutting it close. Because this would be the size of the text. And then in the text at the end comes this giant button thing somehow. But I'll figure it out. I'll figure that out. But that definitely goes onto the to-do list. That is show button prompts and add better keyboard control scheme. Gonna be a challenging one to solve, I think. Like just getting the button right and to fit it with the rest of the text resizes, etc. I think it'll be pushing pixels. It'll be placing it somewhere and then gradually increasing, decreasing pixel sizes in the code, and then in the end they'll arrive somewhere. That'll be it. And then maybe I can no, yeah, I think that'll be it. just pushing it around until it looks kind of good. Yeah. So that was that one. And then you have just squished both of these to-dos into one, but that's okay. Rebindable keys input. That one is also annoying because it's another layer of indirection, but it should be possible. What else? Okay, pick up thrown knives. I'll put this under ideas. Knives. Say tiles. Okay. Okay, show input prompts. I think that's... Yeah, I should do that. I mean, today there was pushing stones, and there was attacking allies, and there was other stuff that is non-obvious. Oh yeah, the left thumb stick walking. Yeah. Okay, let's see if Steam answered. Not yet. Okay, I think they will so tomorrow. So if I start the renaming tomorrow, then I'll probably not be able to stream. Because I have to redo all these screenshots and graphics for Steam. And also, of course, change all the website stuff and emails. So that's, I kind of course, can't stream that. But I'm excited for the new name to show you. And yeah, I think I'll stop for today. Streaming at least. And I'll prepare for tomorrow. I hope they let me rename, or I hope the renaming doesn't take longer than a day or two. But it could take. Let's see. What's the worst case? Worst case is probably a week. Yeah. But that's fine as well. As long as I don't lose track of the game in the meantime. Because that week will be a lot of waiting. So yeah. I think I'll make a short and then do some other small things. But yeah, so that's it from me. I'll see you probably tomorrow. If I'm not going live, then I can go live for an hour or so that's fine. All right, so then until tomorrow. And thanks for watching, Ethan. Thanks, Andre, if you're still here. Good one. Yeah, thanks. You too. Thanks for tuning in. And yeah.